In my learning and reading about the incident that occurred with the Space Shuttle Challenger, I was very disheartened because from what I understand, from what I read, it seems like there could have been a great number of things that NASA could have done to prevent this incident. In fact, I think that the entire accident was preventable. And I think they ignored red flags that had been popping up for years. I think that if from the very beginning they would have questioned the technique they were going to use concerning the O-rings, I think that they could have taken a different approach to the construction of their rocket. I think that that would have been the first thing they could have done. And they could have listened to the very concerned voices of their engineering professionals who sent in several reports about their concerns from what they were observing in the testing going on. One of those engineering professionals was Roger Boistely. And he, at least a year before the launch, had written a specific note, a report to NASA headquarters that was detailed in explaining why he was worried about the Challenger flight and the probability of technical malfunction that he was seeing as a possibility. And NASA didn't do anything about that. They had delayed the launch for several other reasons, but none that were really for safety. And the day before the actual launch occurred, there was a video conference that went on where Roger Bojoisley, as well as other engineering professionals with NASA, were having a discussion, a two-sided discussion on whether or not the launch should go on. And I respect Roger Bojoisley for having the boldness to say his piece, to really try to push for the delay of the launch for safety reasons. And honestly, I feel like that's all he could have done. I think in the end, NASA was going to choose to launch one way or the other. And if he would have made a bigger show or thrown a bigger tantrum, I suppose, about delaying the launch for safety, I think NASA could have just fired him and gone on with it anyway. Best case scenario, they would have just listened to him and everything would have been fine. They would have delayed the launch. Maybe it could have been done successfully. But that was not the case. And I think that he really did all that was within his power while having his own personal intentions in mind. And in the future, I think that the key to maintaining the public safety is for the management and the professional engineers to have a solid communication that is trusting. Because in incidents like this, it seems to make the management somewhat untrustable. Because the engineers don't know if they're going to be heard or listened to, or if their warnings are going to even be heeded. And so I think it's important that for us to be successful in the future, we need to be able to have trustworthy management and trustworthy engineers to be able to provide the safest ways to go about our space exploration.